thinking about, I thought when Sylvia Hale was speaking, she really mirrored what I was thinking. This rally should not just be an anti-Labor rally, even though I think that this present Labor government is probably the most corrupt government since Askin government. Yeah. So this gathering is beyond single party political considerations. That's important. And I think we see it as a starting point of a longer campaign, because the next meeting, I think we should have it in the town hall with real plans for the future. The reason I think that I was invited to speak mainly was not the fine introduction by Barry, but because I was a judge in the competition that was conducted 6 years ago. And Paul Berkemere and Philip Thallis and Jane Irwin won that competition with the Hill Fella scheme. And it had the support of people across the spectrum. It was a very fine, balanced proposal. But of course, it hasn't seen the light of day. The corruption settled in. It was well known that this campaign was supporting the idea of the Thallis scheme. It was never seen the light of day. And Ed Blackley, who was also on the judging panel with me, I'm sure would echo that. So it's terrible that that had happened, that a government has just ignored the winning scheme that was voted in across the political spectrum. Also on that panel was Paul Keating and Chris Johnson. They are the only two who are now backing, of the people who was on the panel, they're the only people that are backing the Lend Lease scheme. So I want to end on the note that we don't take this just as an anti-Labor government attitude, because it was a situation where it's been taken out of the hands of the City Council. I mean, I think that was disgraceful, that the City Council, well, John McInerney pointed out before, it's got a very good history of planning in recent times, and yet wasn't given the opportunity of this most important area. So I want to say that this is a commencement of a campaign. We should let both political parties know. There's an election in 8 months' time, and I agree that O'Farrell's got to speak up on this as well. Because we don't want the situation that happened in '88. Some of us, the old timers, might remember, were opposed to the monorail, and we had big rallies all over Sydney. And on the eve of the '88 election, in front of the Parliament House, Nick Greiner got up and said if he was elected, that he would stop the monorail. What did he do? When he was elected, he said, oh, it's too late now. Legal requirements mean I've got to go ahead with it. So we don't want a repetition of that, do we? So as people can say, well, we didn't know about it. We want on the next rally, we want the leaders of the Liberal Party to come out in support in the same way as we're forcing the Labor Party to do it. They've got to seat up. And therefore I think that it's great that this has taken place today. I think it was, I feel very badly as a judge on that panel that the Thallis scheme was not given the light of day. I think that was a disgrace and an insult to that competition. But let's learn from that and see today as not a failure, but see today as a commencement of a campaign to right this and to make sure that Barangaroo is not destroyed. Thank you.